Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. In fact, that's what we're doing today. We're talking about the comments. We got a bunch of comments here, and we're going to talk about those. Before we do that, though, let me tell you what we got going on with the show for the next few days, for Friday, Saturday, Monday, and on into next week. Tomorrow, we're going to have Jesse here from Nature's Pride. Hold on a second. We're actually from Green Grow's, the name of the company that makes Nature's Pride. He had a question. ZTFab420 had a question about Nature's Pride, and we're going to get that answered direct from the source. Jesse, who works with them, but also Mark Irvin, founder of the company. I spoke with him on the phone just a few minutes ago, and he's got some new stuff going with some new products that he thinks are pretty interesting. So maybe next week, maybe the week after, we're going to have Mark on the show, and he's going to be talking about some new products and also about how you can use Nature's Pride in an indoor grow or an outdoor grow in concert with Nectar for the Gods, which I found was kind of interesting. So we'll have some good stuff coming from them. Saturday, Will McClatchy. He's an ethnobotanist and a pretty amazing guy with an interesting story. He's one of those super genius types, and we did a show with him. Jeremiah Kraken and I went out to his house, and I just filmed while he was walking around his garden talking. And it's not the kind of thing where it's like has a real narrative or a point to it, but he's just a fascinating guy. Had some interesting thoughts about a lot of different topics. So I'm just going to throw that on Saturday, just one long thing. I think you'll find it really interesting. I hope you check it out, at least give it a chance. So that's that. Then Monday, we're back with the comprehensive feeding regimen for Nectar for the Gods. How to add it in with all this stuff, like the SLF 100, the Microbe Life, full on, all those different things, how to put that all together. So we've interviewed everyone. Now it's time to take the whole thing and build out an actual feeding regimen chart and start talking about that with everything together so that you can take your nectar and pick which nectar products you want, pick which other things you want, and know how they all fit together, when they fit in the life cycle of the plant and when they fit in the feed cycle of a feed, feed, tea, feed, feed, flush cycle. So that's what's going on. That'll probably take a good portion of next week, if not all of next week. Hopefully, we're going to have Scott on the show next week, Scott Ostrander from Nectar for the Gods, talking about that. Let's get into the questions. The first one was ZTFab420 about the Nature's Pride. We're going to talk about that one tomorrow. Next one, we had a few people talking about Mercenary because we had Tim McCormick on the show talking about Mercenary because the gallons are available. Now, the gallon is a lot. You're probably gonna, if you have, you 4 or 6 plants, something like that, you're probably gonna be looking at a 4 ounce. Those are not available yet, but they will be soon. If you want to get in line for one of those, get on the waiting list because there'll be a little bit of a limited quantity when they get here in a couple weeks. Go to the website OCGFAM.com. Go to the Mercenary page. There's a place where you can put your name in there to be at the front of the line. So that's that. But Big D said, hey, I'll scoop up one of those 4 ounces. So yeah, you put yourself on the list there probably. And then hopefully Green said, awesome. I've been waiting for this to come out ever since it was mentioned on your show. Seems like a great product to use as a prevention spray. I have yet to put together an IPM program, but spider mites seem like they always come around every couple of years strong. So I've been using Dr. Bronner's mixed with neem oil when I see problems arising, but it seems to mix differently every time. I like the fact that this product is ready to roll. Yeah, we do too. But I was going to say with that it is most certainly a preventative product, but also because it's so easy on your plants, you can use it so often that it can be used, for an infestation too. And that's what kind of the plan is with that. So definitely a preventative, but also probably pretty effective for an infestation. Another integrated pest management question, good bugs. Jonathan Saran said, hey Bob, what do you think about using predator mites? Well, I have my thoughts, but I don't know a lot about it. So I talked to Blaine downstairs, who's our IPM expert here in the store. And I might get Mariah on here a little later, Mariah LaChapelle on the show. She's going to be coming on pretty soon, and she'll be talking more about this. But what Blaine said is when you're using the predator mites, that they're very effective because they don't cause any damage to the plant in any way. So using them as a preventative is a great idea. So you put them in right at the start and just always have them in there, and that keep any infestation down. But if you got an infestation in full something going on, you're being attacked, you're probably going to have to spray them with something. So predator mites, more of a preventative kind of situation. We'll get him on the show and talk more about that when we can in the future. VTech Banger said, Bob, could you talk about nectar soils? I think they have a number 4 and a number 8. They do. Those are the main ones. There's also a 7 and a 2. But yeah, I can. I'll not going to do it today. What I want to do is go on out there and show you the soil yard. I think we can probably get Scott to show us around, because it's amazing how well they've thought out and how much effort they put into every little step of the process. I think you really need to see what they've done out there to get a feel for what this soil is. I mean, you see a lot of these soil places where they got a tractor and they're mixing the stuff up on a piece of concrete with a bunch of different piles of stuff. This is not that. This is a high-tech operation and a very thoughtful operation. So I'd like to show you that, and while we're there, maybe we can get Scott to tell us a little bit about the number 4 and the number 8. So that's that. We'll try to do that. Gosh, I don't know. I hope next week, but it's the busy time of year to get Scott in here, so I'm not sure if we can. Dechlorinator. Growing Pains said, a little confused. This is about the dechlorinator from Microbe Life, this stuff. He said, little confused on the time it takes the Microbe Life dechlorinator to work on chloramine. We know the product breaks down chloramine into chlorine and ammonia once the product is added to water and the chloramines are broken down. Shouldn't I still wait to use the water until the ammonia and the chlorine have evaporated out? Am I missing something? No, you're not missing something, but the thing is with this stuff, I just talked to Carl on the phone. I called Carl Gork up and said, hey, what's the deal? And he said, it really happens pretty fast. You put this stuff in 30, 60 seconds, maybe wait a little longer, but chlorine or chloramine, it breaks them down and they just have nowhere to go in there once those bonds are breaking, and they just gas off very quickly. So you got in your bucket there, you throw that in real quick. Let's see. Magamped. Ron Fox said, hey Bob, I've been using this for a year and I've always used it before pH. As a matter of fact, I was told to add it after and it drops the pH down a lot, but it has never caused any problems for me, as I was told that by the rep. With that said, which is right. So what he's saying is, when you're mixing this in a nectar regimen, when do you mix it in the order? Do you do it after you pH? Like some things like Microbe Life, this kind of thing, you want to have your pH all set, then you put that in there right at the end. But with Magamp, I talked to Scott Ostrander from Nectar for the Gods, and he said what you need to do, and this is the Magamp here, because of the pH, what you're going to want to do is you're going to mix whatever your regimen is. Now let me show you, let's just say like a Greek regimen here. We'll say a Roman, so we got everything on there. All these products are roughly in the order you want to mix them in. So if you're mixing all these products together, you go all down this order, and generally all of the additives all the products go in a certain order, and then Herculean Harvest and then Zeus Juice are the last ones. So what he said is you want to mix whatever you're mixing in the order it's on the chart, then your Herculean Harvest, then your Magamp, then your Zeus Juice, then your pH. And that's how you want to do it because of the pH of this particular product. So if you're using the Magamp, use it after the Herc, before the Zeus. So that's the answer to that question. Now, State Road 84, how you doing, man? Long-time show watcher, really appreciate it. He had a question. He said, hey, Bob, can you show on an upcoming show the charts of ppms? What's the danger zones? What would be too high and too low, and what would be the optimum range for each phase of growth? Seedling, veg, bloom. Loving the series. Thanks, State Road. So, it's a little different than it is when you're using synthetic, like maybe if you were using the cutting-edge solutions. You don't want to go too high with those ppms because you can burn some stuff. You can cause some damage. But with the nectar, when some of your more naturally derived products like that, what you're going to get is that it's not going to burn. It's just going to be wasted. So when you're putting that into the soil, if you get real high ppms, you're going to get to a situation where you need to flush and to get it out of there. And you don't want to waste it, and also you don't want to have your soil locked up with that stuff. So what you need to do is you want to start off, when you do your feeding regimen here, start about half strength of what it is here if you've never used it before, if you're not familiar with it, and then slowly work your way up and be watching those ppms, but you're going to want to see where those ppms are and where your plant's happy. So you're looking for happy growth from your plant where he's all, doing his thing, and he's in good shape, and that ppm number could be, pretty low or pretty high. So that's what you're looking for with that, is that you just have a number that works for your plant and it's not spiking up or dropping way low that you're out of nutrients or that you got too much in there. So we'll go into that way more in depth, but I just wanted to say that you need to kind of figure out for your plant, but it's not a situation where you go too high and you cause yourself some trouble. It's a situation where you go too high and you're wasting product, and you could be locking out your soil, and you want to do a preventative flush with some Herc and some Olympus Up. So Olympus Up. I think that's the show for today. I hope I explained that well. If you have any more questions, in the comments, and we'll just keep doing this. We'll keep on keeping on. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. And if you buy anything while you're there, use the code OCGFAMShow. It's going to save you 20%, and it's a lot of fun. The OCG Fam Show, it's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.